Good afternoon. Happy Thursday. Queen Irene here with you today for Fluid Chronicles Day 2, my Florida journey. So I'm back before you and I'm taking this daily venture. These daily ventures are always interesting to me because you don't know what you're going to get out of it. Um, but I have to say, in all of them that I've done, I always get something out of them. So let's get started. I breathe a sigh of relief. I want to open with gratitude. I am grateful for hearing my body when it speaks, for peace pauses in the day, moments to present to self and the Creator's creations around me, to be present, for meditation and quiet music that soothes my soul. I feel refreshed and energized in these moments. In these pause moments, I feel such a sense of peace. It's relaxing. It allows me to recenter myself, to allow the thoughts to flow through my mind of the current day or past days or things that I need to do in the present without holding on to them. Just letting the thoughts pass by as if they are floating past my eyes, although they're closed. Challenging myself to not grab onto any of the thoughts or overthink or give too much time or energy to them or dissolve them or even free them, to just release them and let them go by. In doing this, I am feeding myself, feeding my soul, feeding my mind, reflecting on my energy and refreshing myself, allowing myself to feel balanced and even be in the present. In these moments, I bask in them. I stand in awe of the Creator God because God is, I am. And all glory, recognition, and appreciation go to the Creator that is allowing me to be. I love being in these moments. I cherish them and use them wisely to keep my sanity, to feel the sense of freedom enter, to take back my choice and control what I am doing within a day. Once I've taken these peace pauses, I can restart and move on to the next thing that I need to do in a day. So my reflection for today's Fluid Chronicles is I was reflecting back to a few days before I left to come down to Florida. I had received an email from the airline. In the email, they informed me that they were following the CDC guidelines and what the expectations of the airlines were for passengers and travelers. In there, they talked about being COVID tested and that you could possibly be asked for your results, and that they would be taking all the other precautions that have been put in place, like social distancing in this COVID season. Here it was just a few days before I was scheduled to travel. I had not been tested, as I have been home after being laid off from my job due to COVID. So I haven't had much contact with others aside from immediate family, except for going to the store and passing people in the street, but no direct interactions and doubling the social distancing spacing. So I felt a sense of anxiety or a sense of anxiousness and thought, okay, I do not want to get to the airport and be flagged and not be able to get on my flight. So I began to search and seek out what my local options were to be tested. Thankfully, after some Google searches and a couple of phone calls, I found a source that I could make an appointment online and go and have it done in a few towns over from me. They said I would have the results in approximately 1 to 2 days. This was a tight timeline. I have to pause, as y'all know that I am at my sister's, and so my time is not all my time. All right, I'm back. Y'all with me on this journey? It is a journey. Thank you for taking the journey with me. I'm sitting in the middle of the living room and I'm sharing day 2 of Fluid Chronicles. It's the fluidity of it, so expect the unexpected as we take this journey together. So as I was saying, they said the results would take 1 to 2 days. This was indeed going to be a tight timeline. However, I trusted that I would have the results back in time and have them to present if necessary. And of course, there was no fear that I would be positive, but precautions are necessary. 1 day went by, 2 days went by. Entering the third day, I began to look for numbers to call to try to find out about my results. They gave a website that you could check in for your results. I created an account and it informed me that there were no results found. Oh, here we go. I continued my precautions to leave as if everything was as scheduled, all the while checking in, expecting to receive those results. And wouldn't you know it, the results would come the night before I was scheduled to leave. I must admit that I did feel a little anxiety and concern that I would not receive my results in time. But thank God I did, and of course the results was negative. I know you're thinking I was worried over nothing, right? Well, what I left out was the reason I really felt the anxiety. See, both my child and I were tested, and his results were emailed the next morning. So it alarmed me when I didn't receive anything. The mind just does its thing. I thought maybe my email address was wrong, or they lost my test, or they lost the results. Yeah, the racing mind took over. I'm human, but I didn't allow it to stop progress. I continued as if everything was in order. And in the end, it was. That's day 2 of Fluid Chronicles. So let me also say that I jotted these thoughts down this morning because this is what comes to me as I start my day with reflections, with first giving God glory, praising, giving thanks for waking up, and gratitude. And in this fluid chronicle journey, I don't want to lose the captured thoughts and what comes to me. And the writer in me, the educator in me, um, leans on writing. And so I'm glad that I wrote this down today, especially with the interruption, so that I wouldn't lose my train of thought and I wouldn't lose what was on my heart today. And so that's why if it sound pre-planned or in some type of order, it's because I wrote it down. So some days I will have it written, some days I'll come before you with my raw thoughts. And so this is a journey that I've invited you to take with me. And so let's see where it goes. Fluid, fluidity, let it flow. So until tomorrow, I say peace and blessings. One love.